Welcome to the Dicey Miscrits.
New name.
Yeah, we are...
Mostly same us.
We are rebranding, gang. And you are in the midst of it. We're Dicey Miscrits on Instagram now. Dicey Miscrits on YouTube. Dicey Miscrits on Twitch. When we get a TikTok, inevitably, we'll be Dicey Miscrits there too.
It's TTV/Dicey Miscrits now?
Twitch.tv/Dicey Miscrits. It's youtube.com/@Dicey Miscrits. And it's Instagram.com/Dicey Miscrits.
That's it, Instagram?
It has an app in front of it?
You didn't know we have an Instagram account?
Well, I follow the Instagram
I was about to
account.
say, I thought you followed the Instagram account.
I do, and I reply to it because I'm a loser.
Good. We need more losers. Go follow the Instagram. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Or use Jeff Bezos' wife's money to subscribe.
I did.
To subscribe to the channel. Then there's no more ads. Because I can't figure out how to make the ads go. I don't think I can now that we're
monetized.
Now that we're monetized.
Yeah,
I don't think I
can either.
So, we're going to go ahead and we've got some familiar faces, of course, but we also have some returning faces if you've been following us for a hot minute. I'm very excited for that. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Let's go ahead and go. We're going to start in reverse order. Start over here. Go around. Go ahead. Give us your stream name. Name of your character, race, class, and that's it for session 1. We don't have to get too crazy.
Hi, I'm Megasaurus Rex. I'm playing Solvi, the human variant blood hunter. I love you.
They love you too.
You're their favorite.
You're their favorite.
I'm always the favorite, even when they lie and say it's not me.
Bullshit.
They're such
I'll
kidders.
say the favorite definitely on this side of the table.
I think we got it covered.
we have table rivalry happening? We just moved seats.
It's 2v3. Fuck you guys.
I'm Fibber. My character's name is Fennel Oregano, and I'm an Eladrin, a Spring Eladrin, and I'm a wizard and rogue multiclass.
I am one cynical rogue playing Theo Van Veer. I am a half-elf paladin sorcerer of the Divine Soul subclass.
Hi, I am Las Vega. I am an Eladrin. My name is Saffron Oregano. And I am a barbarian paladin multi-class. Path of Glory, baby.
You know, when you introduced your character, I was like, Saffron's a cute name, I like it. But when you said the first part of Saff, I unironically looked at you in response to hearing my name. And it's triggering some of the same feelings when I found out that Badithus's family has named a dog with the same exact real name that I have.
Yeah,
and
Sarah hucks my leg every time we go over.
And she's not neutered. She's so horny. I hate it. They're like, Sarah, get off your son. And I'm like,
Do you want to keep this in?
yeah, absolutely. My name is Sav. I'm playing Charlotte, the Echo Fighter. And that's it. I'm purebred.
She's here to weave a web.
I also do not share my subclass.
Hi! My name is Badithus, and I'll be playing everybody else, because I'll be your DM this evening. I'm back in the DM seat after a wonderful run with Vega.
Yeah.
If you haven't caught Spelljammer, be sure to catch it, because there's some good stuff that happened in that campaign.
It's running.
Yep.
My gay husband died for your sins.
Truly.
You're dating Jesus?
Don't.
Kind of? In a weird way.
We want
His
Oh,
ego's big enough already, chill.
Okay.
God, Figgy's ego is massive. Alright, so, let's go ahead and begin. Allow me to sort of bring you into the setting a little bit. we've shared some information about this before. We're headed to Icewind Dale, the furthest north portion of the planet of Toriel and the continent of Faerun. This is the Arctic, above the spine of the world, one of the most impassable mountain regions on the face of the continent, even during the best of times, and at this time, we are not in the best of times. They are long behind us. Icewind Dale's facing a problem. Snow and ice are not uncommon, and in fact, we often use a choice phrase to describe a population in peril, which is on thin ice. Often this phrase is used to describe somebody who's on the brink or on the edge of disaster. But allow me to paint a picture for you. What if the ice wasn't getting thinner? But what if the problem was that the ice was growing, creeping, spreading, as far as the eye could see? Sea ice no longer lay on the ground. It slowly is surging and rising with each passing day. It's beginning to block both the entrance and exit to not just this region, but also some of the less fortunate buildings amongst its scattered tenants. Snow has begun to blanket the ground, smothering it like a parent would a child in the crib. And similarly, the land finds itself impotent and unable to do a single thing about it. The sun hasn't risen in 2 years. It stopped rising ever since the start of the aurora, where every night at midnight, a gorgeous array of rainbow-colored light fills the sky of the entire Dale. And since then, the sun gets no higher than the mere twilight light peering over the edges of the mountains on all sides. A tantalizing glimpse at the heat and warmth that are no longer present in any corner of this land. The lakes are sealed shut, making it very difficult to gain access to the fish and oil which provide food, light, and heat. This place is in crisis, and the worst part is that no one's coming to help. This is where problems go to disappear. This is as remote as you can possibly get. And because of that, no other part of the world is looking to this place with concern or worry. No heroes coming to save the day. But that's just life. At least it's life here. Welcome to the end of the world. At least one of the ends. Welcome to Icewind Dale. And we start in the town of Goodmead. Now, Goodmead is an odd town. It is one of the few sources of heat in the whole of the 10 towns. The scattered settlements of the people who were at one time brave or foolish enough to settle this area. Goodmead is so warm because of what it is named for, the mead which must flow from this city, the means by which they accrue their wealth and safety and security amongst the tenuous political positions of the 10 towns. See, in order to have mead, you have to have honey. In order to have honey, you have to have bees. In order to have bees, you must provide warmth and shelter. And so, the most obvious feature of Goodmead is a massive mead hall, which stands quite wide and squat with shallowly slanting roofs. In fact, an odd feature of all of the roofs in this region are these squat dwellings adorned across their tops with carvings of serpents and creatures never before seen by most members of the Faerinian continent, called dinosaurs, which this heraldry calls back to their long-lost roots as settlers from Chult and the Vilhan Reach. Nestled between the Red Waters, one of the few rivers that flows through this area, and an evergreen forest, this town is usually in a pretty good position. Usually. We go ahead and we're going to focus in on one particular individual, a half-elf, who is at current making their way through town with a friend of theirs. Why don't you go ahead and describe yourself for us?
So, Theo is a always smiling young man. He's about 17 and a half. He's just finished up with learning some of his spellcraft and his paladin training. He always wears a nice, bright, shiny coat of chainmail over his winter clothing with a symbol with 2 circles and a spear through it, emblazoned on both his chainmail and his shield that he wears. He doesn't seem to be carrying a weapon, but is marching through with an interesting shield that looks a little ice-rimmed even in the warmth of town.
You're walking with your friend next to you, Theth Morin. You guys have known each other since you were kids. Hunter in the area. And you guys are sort of making just conversation as you make your way from A to B through town. Thanks for walking with me, mate.
Oh, no problem. It's cold out, but we've seen colder.
When the fuck's isn't it?
You're darn right with that one.
Don't go all floppy and fluffy on me now. I'm gonna be gotta check out my traps.
Oh.
How are things going with your dad and mom?
Well, they're all right. They're all right. They sent out a shipment of meat a little while back, but I don't think we've heard much about it.
Fucking Verbeek. Something's got to do.
Something, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm off. Meet you later.
Be safe. Yeah, of course. Meet you at the meat hall.
Yeah, sure. Meet you at the meat hall.
All right.
All right. And Theft begins to set off into town. Are you headed towards the meat hall?
Yeah, I'll head towards the meat hall. Sort of looking around, seeing if people are doing well, looking to see if there's anyone who seems to be like looking for someone to help out.
Okay. As you look about town, you don't, people aren't leaving their homes unless they gotta. You do spy a couple of figures. Make a perception check for me. First roll, campaign. No pressure. Roll up.
I've got a +1 to perception because I'm proficient in it.
Cool. Because your wisdom's you took that way.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
This is all I know so far.
That's a
I like to take my notes from the
It's a 9?
perspective of my character.
9.
The most obvious thing you see right now is you see a woman.
A local?
This is definitely not a local. You could tell immediately by the clothes that this is an out-of-towner. They're not even a 10-towner. This person has clearly purchased cold weather clothing from somewhere else. It lacks the distinct coating of chill that much of the things made here have ever since way back when. It lacks that rhyme across it. This is definitely from someplace else. The second odd thing you notice is it's pretty obvious to tell that this person is wearing some pretty serious armor underneath all of that cold weather clothing. Most 10-towners, have gotten very good at hiding under layers. This is somebody who is not used to throwing cold layers over armor. So definitely an out-of-towner, which means they could probably use the help.
Yeah. Oh, how you doing?
Go ahead and...
Before you see, like, very shod, like, the armor has been fastened and tightened, chainmail that's really intricate and looks very expensive. Over the winter clothes are hastily put on. The buttons are maybe done up not perfect, right? It's somebody who's been in the cold semi-recently, like to walk to the meat hall, but obviously is not prepared for any type of long stint in the cold. She has a short bob, gray eyes, and a hood that is the wool hood and something over her mouth.
Is there a place where we are that I could responsibly cast Create Bonfire to give her a little bit of warmth?
You're in like a bit of a laneway.
You set the meat hall ablaze.
Well, we're outside. We're outside.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There's a bit of a lane, so it's a pretty wide thoroughfare.
Yeah, so, there's a space, but if I go off into an alleyway, I can make a little small warmth there.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'm just create a smaller bonfire. Like, you seem cold. New in town.
Gray eyes meet yours, and they squint after looking at the bonfire.
Help yourself. Get a little bit of warmth.
She
My name's Theo.
closer to the bonfire.
Oh, you don't speak.
And she looks down at the bonfire and starts, like, trying to put on her gloves better. And
Oh, definitely. Get it moving through the fingers. That's important. You don't want to lose any digits. Once she seems like she's warmed up enough, I'll put the bonfire out. Want to go? I was about to head over to the meat hall. Do you want to come along?
she looks in the meat hall and she looks at you and she kind of, like, shows you to lead the way.
Oh, sure thing. It's the big one. It's got the dinosaurs on it. That's how you know. And the bees.
She looks for the dinosaurs. Do I know what dinosaurs are? I know what dinosaurs are.
Yeah. You know what dinosaurs are.
Never mind. She gives you a knowing look about the dinosaurs.
So, yeah, you see like wooden carved T-Rexes and...
Oh, they're not real. Don't worry. A lot of out-of-towners get a little bit worried about that one.
Whether or not they're real. Oh my god. Okay.
Well, they hear talk about the dinosaurs and they're like, oh, they got dinosaurs on the building.
Points up.
Yes. Right, silly.
Very good. Those are dinosaurs.
You got it.
Very good.
Yeah, those
You're a smart
dinosaurs.
one, aren't you?
Fuck you. I'm falling in the meat hall.
All
Don't
right.
worry, I'll sign to you.
Was that supposed to be Mommy Shark?
No.
You have telepathy. You could just read her mind.
Fibber said, nah, can do, sir.
You guys head into the meat hall. Who you didn't see was further out at the edge of town. Almost, maybe a little bit hesitantly, standing towards the edge of it, was a figure that you would have immediately recognized as a ragged nomad. Why don't you go ahead and describe yourself?
Alright. So, the figure casting a shadow at the edge of town, smaller in stature, but noticeably swaddled in their furs. Their cold weather clothing is well worn, and it is obviously patchwork. And it looks almost as if a fretful mother just wrapped this small figure. But all of the clothing is in misuse, disrepair. It has been well worn for what seems to be some long, indeterminate amount of time. And then drawing the hood back, there is a rosy-cheeked, small face, very huggable, with just a mop of gristly hair, from the center of which are natural reds filtering in, and removes like small bone-carved goggles and lifts them up and just exhales a deep sigh. All right. And begins trudging into town.
Well, as you walk into town, you see the town is certainly large for a 10 town, but having never seen any of the larger ones and probably never having seen one at all, this is definitely a culture shock. There's a whole lot going on. Buildings, permanent residences, as well as along this laneway, there is a massive building, which clearly resonates with heat, and also a faint buzzing seems to emanate from the inside of an almost constant, which grows louder as you get closer.
I guess I'll head toward the center of this buzzing.
Okay. You enter into the meat hall. Shortly after, our other two players found themselves in there. And long after, two far more far-traveled individuals found themselves inside and at the center of some attention from the locals. Why don't you go ahead and describe yourselves?
Would you like to go first?
Well,
How much attention?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Go ahead and describe yourselves.
I'm a
Watch out, look at them.
pretty average size individual, maybe a little slender, definitely of elvish descent. No, I care a lot about my appearance. Definitely not holding any punches when it comes to style and fashion. Despite the weather, I just have some things over to keep me warm, and I'm here for a party.
You see a very large, 6 foot tall, short red haired woman standing before you, and she's not wearing her winter coat anymore now that she's inside. She has wrapped it around her waist and tied it. She's wearing very tight fitting long sleeves just as an underlayer, but you can see her muscles bulging through them. And I'll leave it at that.
All right. You guys have got yourself a table. The buzzing in here is far louder, but almost has this weird white noise quality to it, where it fades so easily into the background of any conversation, despite never truly going away. You two have drawn quite a bit of attention, and you're very aware of it. Looking around, you can see that many people are kind of eyeing you guys.
Why are they staring?
I reach up and stretch and just, I don't know.
That makes it worse. Stop.
What do you want?
Oh.
Are you Are you sure there's a competition here?
There will be.
We'll look at a map. Here?
And this is just a stop. We need to find the frost giants. I need to challenge them.
Alright.
You're trying to challenge giants.
Look at what you did.
By the way, as you've come in, you have also definitely noticed this pair of people. Much like the rest of the people in here, you're very much somewhere on the spectrum between confused and irritated.
Why, yes.
Well, aren't the two of you just floppy and fluffy?
Out of curiosity, do you two count as fey creatures?
I think so.
Yeah.
But-
Okay.
Yep.
It's ominous.
I have advantage on wisdom survival checks to detect and or track fake creatures. So if there's anything that would make them stand out, they would be much more apparent to
Are
me.
you guys making any effort to hide your much larger than usual ears?
I brush my hair back, and you see a little leaf earring falling through. Falling out.
Because Eladrin, you guys have way more fey ears than usual.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, you know it's that you definitely spot two very fey-looking individuals.
I'd ask if you're new in town, but I've definitely never seen the two of you before. And there's not a lot of people in town.
Yeah, we're here for a bodybuilding competition. We're here to challenge the giants.
So do you know where they're at in specific?
Giants.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go there intentionally?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know where to avoid. So they're probably in the places we would avoid.
Perfect.
Yeah, you've definitely been told to avoid Yarmouth.
Yeah, I mean, if you got time later, I could probably draw you up a map.
Okay.
How much is it going to cost us?
Oh, I mean, as long as you're willing to do a favor here or there.
What kind of favor?
Well, it depends on what people around here need. Usually I spend my time helping people out, so if you were to help someone out, build up some goodwill in the town, so I'd draw you up a map.
Do you want to play a game?
I love games.
It is at
Is
this
it fun?
point you hear someone very loudly slap a table and walk in your direction.
Fennel, you're drawing too much attention.
Nah, I've had just about enough.
Stop right there!
Yeah,
He's had just about enough.
I've had just about enough of that. I've heard.
Listen,
Let him go.
You out-of-towners come out here with your fancy clothes and with your fancy clothes and your weird airs. But let me tell you something. You better unstuck your tongue because the freshest fish are under the ice, pal.
oh, don't we know it?
Can you translate?
Or, he's saying you better be working if you're here, and good things will only come to you if you're doing good work.
Okay.
Don't got time for no games. You ain't gonna play no games with any of the good matters around here.
If people here be working, we don't really have a lot of time for games.
I understand.
And that games are they're new in town. They don't know. We'll put them to work.
Being no is no excuse for being a flippin' knucklehead. All right.
Charlotte steps forward next to you and puts her hand on the hilt of her sword.
You're shooting it straight. You're shooting it straight. I hear you right off. But
They're making a quick way towards fucking moving some ice. Let me tell ya.
oh,
Can I?
nah, they probably wouldn't mind chopping some ice, but do we really want to waste our time?
Can I persuade him? Can I say, listen, I know we're out of town. I know we might look different, but I'll deal you in. You can join us too.
Make a persuasion.
Oh, is this a gambling game?
Make a persuasion check. This is going to be with disadvantage due to his temperament at the moment.
Okay. I'll use the big dice.
It's alright. If you fail, I'll just kill him.
Okay.
Has a crowd sufficiently gathered around this table yet?
Clearly some shit's going down, for real. Yeah,
Alright.
definitely
Charlotte's
people are
next
starting to get up out of their chairs
with
and
her
make
hand
moves
on her
closer.
sword.
Okay,
13. Disadvantage, right?
Yes.
13.
13?
see, you're doing a good job.
Disadvantage.
Not
It's not a pass. It's not bad with disadvantage.
Not causing problems. I appreciate you.
Charisma. It's good.
She looks between the man and them.
No, you're doing good. You stay calm. You don't need to be getting on
The way you look ain't no problem if it's not indicative of your character. Far as I can tell, you're full of small, brown, and round, buddy.
You see?
Did he call him
So,
small?
at this-
Oh, wait,
he's
wait.
Saying, he's saying you look like you're. He's saying, well, you look like you're full of shite.
I step another step forward next
So as
to
long
you.
as you're not. So as long as you're not trying to, cheat the good people out of their money or waste their time or anything along those lines, you'll be fine. It's just a few honest days' work.
That's a very creative insult.
Oh, well,
What?
I know.
Small ground and round is just a little bit more polite. He's just saying he's full of it.
Ah.
Because you don't want to be talking about, you know.
Well, I mean, I could surely entertain the townspeople if you want us to work.
Not for the likes.
What are you implying?
Mega,
We ain't got time for games, we got time for shows.
I'm polite.
Unstuck your fucking tongue, bud.
So, in this moment, you're going to see a small figure just kind of press its way through the crowd and just, I love a fair game. I'll try.
Okay! And I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation. I'm gonna fling a bunch of lights in the air just for you.
Fling a bunch of lights in the air. He goes, "Oh Christ, Spellslinger!" And he runs. He runs full speed. Just picks a direction, full tilt that way.
Through the crowd.
Go home, Daryl.
Of course his name's fucking Daryl.
Fucking spellflingers and dung shoes. I ain't got time for us.
Sorry. Sorry, it was to you.
Coming to my place of work and fucking.
It's fine. I've
Clang
been called
gash.
worse.
Could've been worse.
Your dad'd be moving ice if he were here.
I
My
know what my
nose.
dad be doing. Listen. Just trying to be hospitable.
There's being hospitable, and there's bending too far back and throwing yourself up.
I thought you were leaving.
I thought you were.
Do you want to stay?
Daryl, go home.
We would all enjoy it if you stayed.
Listen, they're not going to change the way they're acting. I can tell from...
Fucking floppy and fluffy, aren't ya? Pair of rabbit ears.
You know, I don't think you're far
Is that a
off the
slur? Is that a
He's
fantasy
used
slur?
so many slurs right now.
road. I don't think you're far off the mark there, Daryl, but let's just let them pass on through. If they're heading to...
Fucking if the speaker
I'm just
were
gonna start
alive.
dealing cards.
I
The
whip
speaker
out
were
a
alive.
small notebook and I start writing.
Writing down slurs? No!
I'll narrate. The town's people seem kind.
A mega character that takes meticulous notes. I've missed it.
Oh, Lord.
I should try to make friends.
Make friends. Highlight.
Takeoff wouldn't happen if we have a speaker. Unbelievable. And he mumbles and grumbles his way out.
Is he walking away?
Yes.
Can I telepathic? Please trip him. Please trip him. Please. You have to.
Lord.
You see something fidget on her belt, and on top of her greatsword, she produces a dagger.
Steal his money?
I'm just going to go and I'm going to put a hand right on the pommel. No.
Just nervously
not in the
gripping
meat
at my
house.
notes. Just, I thought this was a game.
I'm dealing the cards. I'm dealing cards.
Oh, before we start,
Is it-
my name.
Is this a child's game?
I'm Solvi.
Nice to meet you. I'm Fennel.
Chat
So-
said I sound like a
I'm
pike.
Saffron.
And then my nose just kind of twists awkwardly. Is that herbal?
Theo.
Oh,
Do you like dags?
fire soup.
Whew. Solvi?
Solvi.
Sylvie.
How do you spell?
S.
One letter at a time.
The round one, and then the straight one, and then you have to take two of them, and you put them like this, and the last one is it. I think no, the dot goes on top, and it goes like
write
that.
so much. How do you?
There are no straight letters. The whole alphabet's gay.
Oh, I forgot. You have to do this with the O. You have to.
Is that the empty set?
That I think that's how my mom used to spell it.
Okay.
That's quite nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What are you writing? If you...
It just takes me a while. I usually get there. I know what you're gonna ask. Thank you though.
Everyone has to start somewhere.
So,
It's right here,
What
at
do
the
we do
top
with
of the
these
page.
pieces of paper?
You're so right.
Yeah.
What do we do with it? Do we show you these pieces of paper?
Yeah, eventually.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we don't show them yet.
Not yet.
Did
Not
you
yet.
deal to me?
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know I hate these games.
What? Why do you hate
I'm gonna
games?
beat you.
Isn't the whole point?
The
of the game
first
to have
one
fun?
to get to 13, see, it has a little number on top.
Oh yeah, I've got a 6 and a 7. Is that good?
You win. Okay. Quick game, everyone.
Oh, what do mine say?
This is fun. Here you go. Look at back.
Charlotte
just pass
takes
out
your
lists of
hand,
paper and
fans
cards.
out the cards, and
Oh,
sorts
easy.
them
Educational
by
and
number.
Anyone can play. He
and
probably
gives it back
couldn't.
to you.
He wouldn't know. You know.
Oh, you not too
So
good at
that
paper.
straight one,
Yeah.
that's this guy, right? But if it goes like, that's this, right? I think I got it.
The door flings open, and you see Theft.
Very good. Very good.
Theft.
I found some out of towers.
Well, you see Theft, who appears to be breathing heavily. Slung over his back are a pair of animal traps, one of which appears to contain a panicked fox. The other stands empty, and he is covered in blood.
Is the fox bleeding?
No.
Okay.
I forgot his accent. that's the first session. He's Irish.
That's where we end in the first
He's
session.
Irish, like Michigan.
We just end it here, so that way you can look at the recording
That's
and come in.
The Verbeek struck again.
Are you okay?
5 members of the militia this time.
It's like what it sounds.
Skulls and chests stove in.
Very big.
You ain't never heard of Verbeeks before.
You wanted to fight giants, right? You'd love a Verbig. They'd be
I
right
wanted
up your.
to challenge giants.
Well, they're
but
called
yeah,
that on account of the size.
Yeah.
Another challenge?
They're Verbeek.
Oh, they're
Very
very
big.
big.
Better be good.
Yeah,
Why
the
are you
Verbeek.
making it like
You know,
very big? Yeah.
I'd count this as helping. If you'd want to help us deal with the Verbig,
You're gonna take care of the Verbeek.
Will that
Well-
earn the respect of your kin?
I don't know if it would earn the respect of Daryl. My kin, sure. Daryl's no kin of mine.
Well, if you'd kill a Verbeek,
Damn, does anyone
That-
like Daryl?
you'd be avenging our town speaker.
Quite
Do you
a
have
few.
a map?
It-
Is that what you have to
You'd
put
also,
I'm all for
I
him to draw
assume
one.
we do. We got here
Like-
somehow.
they could find the kegs. Wait, you're gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, they need to. Someone needs to show them the way.
It couldn't be anybody else.
You think anyone else is gonna go with them?
Well, I'm not going. I just took a fucking 6-foot dive into the blood. I'm not going. But you shouldn't be going.
Just don't tell me dad until I'm gone.
Wrong.
You're making a bet here that I'm less scared of your father than I care for you, and that bet's not going to pay out.
Can
You
I make a
guys-
persuasion check?
Make a persuasion check.
Charlotte snatches a map from Saffron when they've been pointing at and puts it in front of
12.
He looks at you. I'm gonna tell your dad. I'm
the
gonna tell your
moment
dad.
you leave town. He's
I'm gonna tell your
destroy-
dad before your dad finds me and asks. That's what.
You see the map? It's 2 circles.
Yeah, I
it's one of
risked
the
it enough,
mainland on Doral and then one of Arctic up north.
Hey,
and
if
it
I had
just
to
has
pick,
an arrow
if
pointing
I had to
down.
pick my buttocks or your buttocks to get belted, I'm picking your buttocks, bud. That's for damn sure.
You might have
Just
better.
come back safe, all right?
Alright.
Because then your dad might kill me.
You're not wrong.
All
I don't
right,
like my map.
I'll be safe.
you're taking these
Well-
out-of-towners.
Wrong.
Yeah.
They any good?
Wrong.
Wrong?
Wrong.
These two, well, that one
south.
looks a little floppy and
Ronnie.
fluffy.
Oh,
And you're, a nomad?
Yeah, you guys. Yeah.
I mean, it was
Is it
mainly
is
these
it
two, but
Shitwalker?
Dungshu.
Dongshu.
Oh, I'd never call you one of those.
It's
he
kinda
picked stuff
mean,
from
but-
Daryl.
Oh, you guys met Daryl.
Yeah, we did.
Kind of.
We
That
did.
no-noser's a piece of absolute small brown and round. Don't worry about it.
He said the same thing that. Yeah.
Oh, you said you're it's polite to call it that instead of the other.
Well, I'm just trying to shoot you straight. Daryl's a big guffer. Don't worry about it.
She tried to chop the ice with Daryl.
You tried to chop the waters with Daryl. Now that I'd pay for.
She once again unshinks the tiny little dagger, and
No, I'm not looking to move no ice. All right.
and she hands it to him hilt first, and she points at the inscriptions that show the poison on the side.
Oh,
She
very
looks
nice.
back, shinks it back in.
so I'm taking her with me too.
Sounds good. I'd definitely take that one with you. I wouldn't call her floppy nor fluffy. You're about as far from a pair of bunny ears as you could get, aren't you? You look like you were carved from marble.
Okay, listen. None of this. Go get yourself cleaned up. You're covered in blood.
I'm just straight shooting, all right? I'm a straight shooter. Listen.
Hey, don't get Pfeff no.
Listen. You make it back all right.
Not a chance, buddy. Back of the line.
You
Who's at the front?
you make it back all right. I'll throw
Everyone
down
else.
You make it back all right. I'll throw down some furs, all right?
It's not Daryl.
And I swear I'll have
This
you
is
making
fast.
snow
He's in the
angels
middle
and
of
a
nowhere.
tick.
You want to kill him? Or should I?
Let's all go. Let's go.
No.
Listen.
Wait.
Fennel.
We shouldn't kill people. He's a friend, right?
He's offering to
I
make
mean,
snow
he's
bunnies.
kind of
with
very.
My God, you and I could heat a whole house.
You know,
Pfeff, you
I'll
know how I get
consider
when you
it.
talk like this.
Get out of here.
We gotta go. I'm gonna whistle up my horse. I imagine
You
it's
hear from
closer.
outside.
Let's go.
in the snow.
It's a thoroughfare. They've cleared the snow for the
I
ice.
wrap my
I
arms
was gonna
around
say,
you and just
I like
when we walk away.
You have to
quickly
have better
talk through
standards.
where they would be
Better than
with
Say
Daryl.
no like that.
based off of where they attacked.
All right.
Do you want to go?
You guys,
Daryl
neither.
and Fufnir?
Feth.
Pfeff.
Fef.
It's Feth Morin.
Oh God, I don't know how to spell.
Fef?
As you guys
Nor.
leave, he shakes his little cage with the fox in it. He goes,
Are you
I've got
sneaking?
dinner tonight too, if you're interested.
I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna shoot him
say,
the dirtiest of glares.
he's,
Hey, fox is big enough for 3.
man's allowed to be a sweet on a girl.
Fox is big enough for 3. I'm
Oh.
not, but the fox is.
So we're gonna
Don't pay no mind for Pfeff.
we're gonna go kill some things.
It's a small town.
Oh no!
And
I can tell.
your friend,
My sister.
sister, is a fair sight prettier than most people in town.
She'll crush your head like a watermelon.
That's not a problem for Pfeff.
I'd pay to see that.
So
It really
Pfeff,
depends on with what.
so would Pfeff.
Her hands. Hands.
I can make that work.
I don't
All
know
right.
if it's what you know.
No, it's not.
Right through the eyes.
All right, let's go.
Like the mountain.
You wanted a map. You wanted a map. Let's go.
Are we really going with them?
Well, Pfeff's not coming along.
It'll be
Yes.
fun.
I don't think we're gonna pass up the opportunity to do something good.
Right, we're helping out Avenge the
Speak
Town.
for yourself.
You're getting a map. I'll give you the map if we can take care of this. I'll definitely draw you up a map to where there be giants.
I gotta work my way up. Start with the little creatures, make my way.
Oh, well, these are pretty big.
Oh no.
Furby.
They're very big.
All right,
All right.
let's go.
All right, you guys head out towards the woods to the northeast of town. And that's where we're going to leave off for today.
Right.
How do we find out your name?
Have you guys?
We'll figure it out.
Asked.
Like, actually, I take it back.
1-800 did I ask?
Solvin?
Sylvie?
Solvi asked, and she was going to tell him, but
Sarah's
The
is going
time.
wild in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know it was a little bit of a short session, but that's just because we had to record our session 0, which is going to... We'll let you know what's happening with that. We got big news for the summer, so follow on Instagram, YouTube if you missed the live,
And
Twitch
don't be-
so you don't miss any more lives.
Don't be chopping the water or moving the ice.
Don't be chopping the water and moving the ice. Don't be floppy and fluffy, you know? Thank you so much for stopping by, and come dice with us next time. Bye.
honestly,